Welcome to Chase Talks. My name's Chase. Today we're going to be going over and opening and going over a little bit of lore on the BTL-A4 Y-Wing Expansion for Star Wars X-Wing tabletop game. Now, I did just purchase one of these vehicles for now, just to do an opening and look at. I am more of a Scum player than a Rebel player, but it's always cool to have multiple factions so I can field ships for other people and bring some additional content to you guys. Now for now, I'm going to go ahead and cut until we have this thing open, and we can take a look at what comes inside. Alright, so this is the model, and I did go ahead and put it on the stand. Here's the model for the BTL-A4 Y-Wing. Now, I really enjoy this model. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the stand so we can have a closer look. Put the little stand piece back on. Now, this one does come off the stand much easier than the Fang Fighter did as well. So we can get a closer look at that. I do really like the design. If you didn't know, the stripped down, the reason that the Y-Wing is so stripped down, if you were comparing it to the Clone Wars, is actually because the ship was historically, or notoriously, I guess I shouldn't say historically, notoriously difficult to perform maintenance on. So they stripped off all the armor in order to not only make the ship lighter, but to make it easier to maintain, since there's only one of the few options that the Rebel Alliance actually had. Since the Y-Wing was actually a ship that was introduced during the Clone Wars, so it was a ship that was even old and outdated by the time of the Galactic Civil War. Now, the one thing I can honestly say I don't like about this model is the turret. If I can get the turret close enough. The turret is like not painted. It's really weird. The turret's like not painted, and it seems like it was almost like an afterthought of just slapping that turret on top of it. It really doesn't look like the turret. So, I don't know. That's the one thing I don't like about this model. But other than that, I really like this model. It's a very good representation. I love all of the details and aesthetic on the underbelly. And on top of it, like you can really see like into the nitty gritty of all of those. You can see the Astromech in there. And it almost actually looks like there's two Astromechs. You can kind of see it there and there, but that should be the Astromech, and that should just be a piece of the vehicle. Maybe it's hyperdrive, I'm not sure. Right, I'll go ahead and put this down, and we can take a look at the cards. So the first card that we have here is our Initiative 5 pilot, which is Nora Wexley, Gold 9. Now, Nora Wexley, for those of you who don't know, is actually a pilot who participated in, of course, she's a pilot, all of them are pilots. She participated in the Battle of Endor and the Battle of Jakku later, and in the middle, she rescued Han Solo from Kashyyyk when he was attempting to liberate the Wookiees. Her ability is while you defend, if there is an enemy ship at range 0 to 1, add 1 evade result to your dice result. You can see these ships have 2 attack dice, 1 evade dice, 6 hull, and 2 shield. So they're very durable even with their lack of armor. But they don't have a huge amount of dice. Now, one thing that is awesome is that this red maneuver right down there at the bottom, that is a turret rotate action. They did add turrets to all these vehicles, so you do have that moving arc of a turret, even though you only have 2 dice out of your front arc. You do have that variable arc that you can move around. Nora Wexley actually was a pilot all the way up until the New Republic. I wonder what she was flying in the New Republic, because unless she stopped flying after Jakku, but I wonder what after the Y-Wings were decommissioned, I wonder what she flew, or if she even was promoted maybe. That'd be cool. She'd be a cool character to see in Star Wars Resistance. The next pilot we got here is Dutch Vander. Now, Dutch Vander is Gold Leader. You might remember him from the Battle of Yavin in Star Wars A New Hope. He was actually shot down by none other than Darth Vader himself, but he also participated in the Battle of Scarif before that. His ability is after you perform a lock action, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3. That ship may acquire a lock on the object you locked, ignoring range restrictions. That's really cool. I also like the red barrel roll on these. I think that's a really cool addition. The next is Horton Slam, which was Grey Leader. Horton Slam participated in the Battle of Endor, as well as Grey Squadron. He's Initiative 4 pilot, I believe. Was Dutch Initiative 4 as well? Yep, he was Initiative 4 as well. So him and Dutch both Initiative 4s. And while you perform an attack, you may reroll 1 attack die for each other friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender. That's really cool. Rerolls is always good. It's probably the one reason that you might not see this ship as much is because it's his primary arc. So, while you perform attack, you may reroll one die. Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just any attack. Huh, I'd have to check and see if that was added at any point, but it definitely seems like it's any attack out of his, any attack that he has, so even a turret arc. That's pretty cool. Next we have Evan Verlaine, who's Gold 3. He also participated in the Battle of Yavin at the first Death Star. It says, after the start of the engagement phase, you may spend one focus token to choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, that ship rolls one additional defense die while defending until the end of the turn. That's really cool. He kind of gives that extra passing die. He's only initiative 3 pilot 2, so he gives that extra passing. This is our first of our non-unique pilots, which is our Gold Squadron veteran. It gives us a little blurb about Gold Squadron here. It says, commanded by John Dutch Vander, Gold Squadron play an instrumental role in the Battle of Scarif and Yavin, which is what I said earlier. This is a picture that appears to be the Battle of Scarif. Since the Battle of Yavin, the Gold Squadron did a run on the Death Star, and actually they were basically wiped out. Since Luke was actually the only one to complete the trench run after he was saved by Han Solo. Next we see Gray Squadron Bomber as our Initiative 2. It says, long after the Y-Wing was phased out by the Galactic Empire, its durability, dependability, and heavy armament helped it remain stable in the Rebel fleet. So even though later it was phased out in favor of things like the X-Wing, who was a more all-purpose bomber that could still carry bombs, and it actually looks like the T-85 X-Wing, being much bigger, it has a better capability to carry bombs. That's why the Y-Wing stayed in service for as long as it did. I mean, coming into service, I think it was old by the time of the Clone Wars. It wasn't produced for the Clone Wars. It was old for the Clone Wars, and then it served all the way through the Battle of Jakku, which is kind of crazy. And even longer in Legends than it did in canon, but still, that's a long time. Here are our two standard cards, our generic upgrade cards. Generic build cards, I guess I should say, rather than upgrade cards. The first of our talents we get here, which requires a red barrel roll, it says Expert Handling. While heavy fighters can often be coated in a barrel roll coaxed into a barrel roll seasoned pilot knows how to do it without putting undue stress on their craft or leaving themselves open to attack. So it turns your red barrel roll into a white barrel roll, which is pretty cool. So it gives your Y-Wing a lot more versatility. The next is our first of our turrets, which is our ion cannon turret. If this attack hits, spend one attack or crit result to cause the defender to suffer one damage die. All remaining damage/crit results inflict ion tokens instead of damage. Now this gives you 3 dice out of your turret arc, 1 to 2 range, and it requires you have a turret, of course. Next we have our veteran turret gunner. After you perform a primary attack, you may perform a bonus turret attack using a turret you did not already attack from this round. So veteran gunner allows you to not only attack using your primary arc, so attack using those 2 dice out of your front arc, but allows you to use your 3, possibly more dice out of your turret arc. I love that it's a Wookiee. I really like that it's a generic Wookiee. That's pretty cool. That's what they decided to pick. Next, we have an R5 Astromech. It says, action, spend 1 charge to repair 1 face-down damage card. Action, repair 1 face-up card. Face-up ship damage card. This has 2 charges. Next, we have our proton bombs. It says, bomb. During the system phase, you may spend 1 energy to drop a proton bomb using the 1 forward template. And this has 2 charges. You get to drop it twice, unless you have reload. And we also get seismic charges with this. It says, during the system phase, you may spend 1 charge to drop a seismic charge with a 1 forward template. 2 charges for this one as well. And those are all of our upgrades that we get for our Y-Wing. So really quick, we can take a look. There's actually what the turret arc looks like, right there. There's our maneuver dial, if you want to take a look at that. A lot of blue and white actions with a red 4K, which is always kind of nice to get yourself repositioned better. There's our proton bombs and our seismics and our ioning and our ionizing tokens, our ion tokens. And yep, so that's all of our cardboard. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this Y-Wing model. Do you think the same thing about the turn as me, or do you think it doesn't look as added on later as I do? I still think it's a great model. I love it. I love to fly this, as I know there's some good Scum pilots too. So I'd love to fly this with either Scum or Rebel Fleet. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. Remember, rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe so you never miss another episode of Chase Talks. Until next time, this is Chase, signing off.